Hello, this is Matthew Hill with Carol Ponton, the Hill and Ponton video blog. Today we'd like to talk to you about unemployability and sheltered work. Just first of all, kind of as a primer, unemployability is basically a rating a veteran can get if their VA disability keeps them from working. Okay, so it's not a service connection for unemployability. It's basically the veteran getting the proper rating because again, the VA rating scale is all about how much does the veteran's disability impair the veteran from working. A thing that we've noticed and is important to understand is even if the VA disability, let's say you had Parkinson's 10 years ago and you had Parkinson's and then you quit work, but you were just retiring, you weren't quitting because of the Parkinson's, that doesn't matter. What matters is now, would you be able to obtain and maintain, get a job and keep a job with that disability? And so if the answer is you can't keep a job, then
Right.
you're probably entitled to unemployability.
Right. And unemployability is 100%.
Right.
It's the other way to get, instead of adding up all your VA ratings and getting 100% or 100% for one thing, it's another way to get 100%. And frankly, it's much easier considering VA math, the way they
Right.
add the ratings. So unemployability means that you can't work because of a service-connected problem. And if you have a service-connected problem that keeps you from working, you should file for unemployability. For some reason, veterans don't think to file for that.
Well, they don't think they should have to.
Right.
But the VA, unfortunately, still views unemployability as a separate claim
Exactly.
than regular disability benefits. But really, it's just a claim for the proper rating. That's the way I see it. So as Carol says, when we get a case, veteran comes to us, 70% for PTSD, wants an increased rating. Really, really hard to get 100% for mental health. I mean,
Right.
They honestly want to almost see you in a mental institution.
Yeah, they've changed the regulation so that to get 100%, it's very, very hard.
It's very hard. But the veteran's not working because of it. Well, we're going to file that form for unemployability right then because we believe that that's part of the claim, and that's probably the way the veteran is going to get the 100%.
Right. One of the things that I think is sad is the veterans will wait to file the unemployability claim. I don't know why they wait. I think if they feel like the PTSD keeps them from working, and say they don't even have a rating for PTSD, they should file for unemployability as well at the same time.
Right. And what Carol's saying is that we do that all the time as a matter of rule in our office, and that if we think the veteran's disability keeps them from working, even if they're not service connected yet, we file it all because our goal is not to get a veteran service connected. Our goal is to get the veteran service connected compensation. So
Exactly.
what we don't want is the VA to come back and say, oh, okay, this is service connected. Here's 30%. We want them to come back and say it's service connected and here's what your real rating should be, in this case, unemployability.
Well, and the sadder thing to me is as long as they're taking, we get a rating, say we get a rating for 70% for PTSD. They don't even consider unemployability
Right.
because we didn't file the claim. Technically, we feel like the law says they're supposed to consider that, but they don't feel that way.
Right.
So that's why I don't
So
want
they'll
to
consider it 3 years later.
Yeah, I don't want to go back
appeal.
then and file a claim for unemployability and have to have my veteran wait all that time.
Right.
So if I think the veteran can't work, I file that claim right away, and veterans should do that too.
Yeah. Well, thank you for tuning in to this space, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.